And in some breaking news coming in, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson made a surprise visit to war-ravaged Ukraine, where he called on President Zelensky. The UK Prime Minister did not make any prior announcement vis-a-vis his visit to Kyiv. This meet assumes all the more significance as it comes amid Russia's unabated assault. Pertinent to note also that UK has been vocal in its condemnation of Putin's atrocities. UK, along with several other nations, has actively imposed sanctions on Russia and has been leading defense support to Ukraine as well. Srinjoy joining us for more details here. Srinjoy, obviously an extremely politically significant move here as far as Boris Johnson's visit is concerned.
Yes, it's of course entirely about messaging because this is a way of saying that the West stands with President Zelensky and Ukraine. And it is true that the West has supplied a lot of defensive equipment, whether it's anti-aircraft missiles, whether it's anti-tank missiles, and so on, drones. They have all come from the West, which helped the Ukrainians to fight as long as they have. The equipment, the weaponry that the West has supplied, high-tech weaponry, whether it's a Javelin anti-tank missile or anything else, has all proved to be useful. But this visit is clearly a very important one because he's the first Western leader to arrive in Kiev after the war began, and it's naturally quite significant. It's about messaging. It's about saying to the world and to more importantly, Ukraine and Ukrainians that we are with you.
Absolutely, Srinjoy. But, in terms of, other than the messaging, the actual impact that things like this are having on Russia, because right now, obviously, it seems that there is no movement at all as far as Russia is concerned, and Russia is becoming all the more aggressive.
Yes, the point is that Russia is in a slightly difficult position because it did not probably imagine that there would be so much resistance at two levels. One from the Ukrainian armed forces and the Ukrainian people, and also from the international community, the West. India, for instance, is a close friend of Russia, but has been telling Russia virtually every time that the war should stop, there has to be a ceasefire, and there has to be diplomatic negotiations. So Russia is very clearly in a difficult position, because it has invaded, it has caused enormous casualties, it has caused enormous damage. But the war was expected to have ended soon. It hasn't.
Absolutely, Srinjoy. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us that perspective.